Mwah. Hi. It's me. I'm chillin'. You? Chaos! Tier 2, 33 months, thank you! That boring fella, 48 months. Basically the perfect streak, with a 49 total. Thank you so much, dude! That's a really long time, thank you! I'm looking forward to Into the Pit. I am intending to beat it tonight, and hopefully we'll get there in a timely way. It depends on how long this scene is. But it shouldn't be too long. To my knowledge, anyway. What?
Yeah.
Wait,
oh god, he's dead! Oh god,
I'm gonna look in the hole.
No!
Oh,
Don't look in my
Christ.
hole!
Too late, I'm looking!
No!
I think she's had to see the hole
Oh,
by
boy.
now. You have 2 children.
Well, yeah, I mean, I'm gonna be real. She
true.
probably did see his hole.
Real shit.
Okay,
I killed her! I'm sorry!
We're gonna be starting in the house, unless we come in from Major.
Hello.
Oh my god.
In the house.
Rebo, are you strutting up, or are we just starting at the house?
Probably strutting
you're
up
coming-
so that way.
Okay, so you're coming from one of the circles?
Yeah, because we gotta pick up Mom.
Okay, cool.
Jiminy Christmas, you're pretty!
Woman!
I just love.
She has
I am all
surprisingly-
over like the leaves. It's just so
oh,
good.
yeah.
Yeah,
I like the
I made
glowy
this for
bits
when
on the leaves
Fall
when they
Harvest
get
was
shiny.
around.
And I actually went around IC and Meta, and I went and blessed people's fall festivals.
Oh my god!
Hell
It's
yeah.
fun.
It's a fun
Hell
day.
yeah. Fun day in the
Let me get my stream camera
Metaverse.
on.
Awkward family dinner
Coffee, did you just
time.
I mean,
Let's go.
Yes.
I mean,
Awkward
pretty much.
Real.
family meeting. Possibly
Pretty
upsetting at a
much.
family meeting. There's gonna be an awkward family meeting, and then a really awkward family meeting.
It's gonna be so good I'm just gonna be the cat and everyone else is the pointing lady.
True.
All right. So I'm guessing you're gonna
Also,
us.
More than likely.
Sake of clarity.
Just
parental unit.
squish that dad.
Are you taller?
Squish that dad.
Taller than me.
Squish that dad.
Well,
I am,
this is not
so-
exactly even terrain.
Yeah.
Oh, that's.
No.
There we go. Now I fixed my voice.
I can't tell
I am
where I'm
0-0.
supposed to be
This is
basing my
slightly
theme.
It's
above.
actually perfectly even.
Oh, really?
It's a
It's
square. It just
like-
doesn't look even.
Mm.
Yeah.
It's got a
that's
height
not
You know
now.
where
gonna
this
happen.
terrain goes.
Ah.
It goes on the square plane.
Alright.
Square
The
plane.
square plane.
So us four, we're gonna go to the house. I'm gonna assume that you are either starting at this fairy ring or one of the other ones. I don't know.
We can start at this one or the big one.
I mean, your choice.
Dude, where's
The
father
big one is the main
gonna be?
entrance to here.
Probably
Yeah,
the big
where's
one because
the-
we gotta bring mom.
Okay.
Okay.
I'll
where's
go wait
Father?
at the big one then.
Maybe.
I'm here.
We're picking up mom, so it could be Cassius and mom in the thing, and then us out of the thing potentially.
Hmm.
Because we're the ones that can't be seen in the village.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well,
tracks.
you technically can still, as long as you're covered. But you know,
Where's
Were we
mother
supposed
going
to
to
show
be?
up at this one too?
yes. So what
Oh.
I'm thinking is you two in the circle because in theory Cassius has to pick you up
Yeah.
because Calliope can't go.
Obviously,
so Dad
yeah.
and these two
And
who
Calliope
can't go in the
knows where
city-
Dad is.
Yeah, so I'm staying with Dad here, and you two
Okay.
have got you. He went to go get you, and now you're here.
Okay. Good enough. There you go.
We'll go by this rock.
I wish I could
So we're
see.
closer. It's a little dark, I know.
No, the steam.
The steam?
Yes.
Oh,
It's
you need
fucking.
to get one of these fans.
Oh. Probably.
I have a fan on mine.
That might be nice. Umed Astra. I am Umed. Umed. Loa. I am Umed. I am Umed. You made. Med. I am Umed. Umed. Yep, that's it.
Are you guys ready? We're gonna do a countdown. Ready?
Just give
I'm
us
gonna
a
walk over
thumbs
there
up when
and-
you're up.
Okay.
No promises. Calliope. Honey.
Beloved. Beloved.
You okay?
I hope you have been
well in your absence.
It's okay to be nervous.
I have been missing
Because
you
I have
dearly.
been worried sick. I have been worried sick about you. Especially after that scene that you caused last time we saw each other. Do try not to do something like that again, please. I
You have
really
my
don't want to
word.
have to watch my family, my beloved, fighting each other. Alright?
I understand. It was not something that I had desired either.
I would certainly hope not. But from what I was told when I was able to come visit, that the results were telling enough to put to question all the teachings that we had learned over the years. So, as long as what is used goes to good purpose, I can find it in my heart to forgive it. So long as you don't do something that's stupid again without telling me first, so I can at least be prepared to help you. Okay?
Of course, my love.
I've got that out of my system. Very happy to see you again, Calliope. Looks like you're doing a bit better since last I saw. Thank you for making sure that they've been eating properly, Cassius.
It's all them.
It's not. BB's been helping.
Ah, yes. The ones we are getting to see today, correct?
She's technically been helping for the longest.
Ah. I suppose I had to give them my thanks when I see them. Hopefully it's mutually nice to see them. I admit I have never really gotten to meet someone of such stature before, based off what you said they were title-wise.
And I know she might be upset.
I figured. About all of it, I'm presuming, not just, what happened on the reunion.
I will endeavor to make sure that her attention is solely on me on that part.
Where it is fair to do so.
There are many fair comments that one could make.
Yes, and the blame does not solely lie with you. So do not presume to shoulder all of it. Lest I remind you of all the things I've had to tell you every time you try to do something like that. I'm not fragile. I can handle it.
I would never presume such a blasphemous thing. You met.
Then we will deal with it together, should it arise. For we are working off of assumptions, and we know not the disposition till we meet them. But it is good to be prepared in case they have words.
That's why I wanted to warn you. I don't want to come out of nowhere.
I had expected as such. It's not a proud moment for either of us. Especially knowing what we do now.
She at least knows where I stand on it.
So long as they are respecting your stance on the matter, that's all I can ask. I would take
If she wasn't respecting
exception.
I don't think she would have let you stay for so long.
Yeah.
True. But are they waiting on us? I would not presume to keep an archfey waiting.
As always, we go this way.
My tracking is awful today. I don't know
By
why.
the way, honey, have
It was
you
fine yesterday.
finally allowed somebody to take a look at your arm after all that? I hope you have not let it just stay wounded.
If I had let it continue to that extent, to now, I would have lost the limb. It has been seen to. I made deliberate care to make sure that there was a scar.
Of course.
I understand.
So long as it doesn't hinder you. I would hate to see that you have lost some use of the arm solely to make a point.
I would have gladly lost the entire limb to make that point. But losing the arm would lose the evidence, so I did not pursue it.
Well, consider me one of those who is glad that it did not have to go to that extent.
Indeed. I would be remiss if I could not hold you with two hands.
Hmm. I would certainly miss that as well. Have things been relatively calm out here? I know that you have us go this particular way to avoid a specific cave. The beings within have not been bothering you, hopefully.
Not really.
They don't. They don't tend to bother because Calliope.
Mm-hmm. Well, and BB, but she can't fully protect, I guess.
Either way, I admit the first time I had heard of that being so close to where you stay, I was a tad worried.
It's pretty rare any of them actually come by, and usually just the weak ones.
Hmm.
Oh. Yeah.
Oh. See then.
Hello, dear. You brought all your guests?
Sorry, it took.
It's all right. You gave me plenty of time to prepare.
Uh, these are my.
Hello. Pleasure.
Greetings to you both.
It is an
Pleasure,
honor to meet you.
Mm.
Good to see you once again. I remember your face.
Yes, it is good to see you once again.
Hmm.
You're alright. Alright. Well, after this we will have some tea that Aurora will be making. But I do have to ask Calliope a few questions before we start. We'll be right over there in the water when we do begin.
Of course.
Calliope, if you could join me in the gazebo for a moment. I appreciate it. Aurora, can you grab the mixtures from the kitchen and place them on the stones?
Very well.
Ascending order, not descending.
If I remember correctly from those who were with you last, your name was Scars, correct?
Yes, that would be correct.
Good. I did not care to remember his
And
name.
this is, I don't believe I have heard their name yet.
My name is Baba, or Bartholomew.
Do you have a preference?
Bartholomew, please.
Bartholomew it is. I am Celeste. Calliope's birth mother.
And I am Umid, her birth father.
Pleasure to meet you. I am Cassius, brother. Pleasure to meet you.
These two are the important ones.
Oh, hush. You are just as important to this family as anyone else in it.
Sure.
I will not have you degrading your own self-worth in my presence.
It is not
I
a
love you too much for
degrading
you
so
to do
much as it
that.
is an astute fact.
One that I feel like I should challenge, but I fear that would take the better part of the evening if we were to engage in that conversation again.
I do not know. Your wit has a way of lighting up the room, no matter how dark it may be.
Nonetheless, I do not wish for that to overshadow this being an important day for our child.
Of course.
I haven't gotten to hear much stories of her time with you all, but they have said many kind words about both you and Bibi last time I was able to visit. But they were very grateful for your care over these last, well,
How are you feeling?
many years.
I'm doing all right.
We had taken it upon ourselves
glad
to
to hear
look
that.
after them, maybe
Thank you for checking on me.
quite kindly taking care of them. Any
My family as much as BBS.
health issues they had suffered
Mm.
their time alone.
Hey, Aurora. Been a bit.
Hello. Indeed it has. Hoping that you and
Once
your family have been well.
myself and her had become
We
acquainted
have.
further, I of course
Thank you for asking.
sought to help
I hope you've
Quite
been well.
good.
I haven't.
and
We haven't
oversee
been co-workers in a bit,
oversee them.
considering the renovations.
Anything
I
that
see.
they assisted us with that
Indeed.
not do
Though
on their
time
own,
has
or
been quite
maybe could
busy,
not
and
assist them with,
I have been
though they are quite capable of
working
many
with a
things
number
all
of
on their own.
guilds to do a great multitude of different
That of which I
tasks.
agree.
If anything,
And
if anything,
have
I am more of
been
a
in
moral support
the recent
rather
ventures
than
been
of
working
much
on a
physical
different type of
assistance to them.
training, more physical.
And yet it is
Partaking
that very
in
thing that can
more
be
of a martial sport.
the
Sorts.
most valuable
Mm.
presence one could ask for when they
Hmm.
are going
Glad
through a
you're
tough
finding
time.
fulfillment. Not many people can.
Of course.
I
I remember
am
during my time alive how important my father was to
walking
me.
different avenues to learn new
To make
things
sure
about
that
the world around
Calliope
me and see them from different perspectives.
had access to such a thing.
It matters
I'm-
not how strong a tree is.
Mm.
Without roots, it would fall.
What about yourself?
You did well.
Trying to keep my
Well,
mind
they are
and body
a
home
show of
and
fight
helping my sibling.
from how far they've striven.
They need.
forward,
Thankfully, they're getting
especially
better.
to
It certainly
this
sounds
occasion.
like it.
Mm.
But they're
I would
needing
never
less
have
and less of my help.
imagined being told some of the things
is
that
nice to
they
see.
have accomplished
I would
since
definitely agree.
our separation.
For
To become a
all the right
knight,
reasons.
let
Though
alone
I'm
have
sure
such a close acquaintanceship with
they'll never truly stop needing your help in the long
people
run.
of higher stature than I ever imagined they would be meeting in their time.
I imagine
Not just Bibi, but
not
the
them needing
favor
help
that they mentioned they have.
needing companionship. I'll always be there for them.
I am
It is
Family is
I
always
very much am
important.
interested to find out how that all happened, as I didn't quite get the whole story about how that even came to be.
Suppose so.
But I can only imagine it was
But
one
I
that
also
I would
acknowledge
be
that help comes in many
very
forms,
proud of them for.
not just companionship.
well, for
Yeah.
most of those involving a court, I was obviously not very involved. Only when it came to Phoebe's need of me. For most parts, they stood with others who were asked to assist those of the courts
Pardon
when
me?
they were in dire need. I believe each of them rose very sharply to said occasion. Well, not regarding the courts, I believe has been quite a noble knight or warrior in their own right. The missions to help within the material, they would have to face large beasts on their own sometimes. Others were there to assist them, but grasping claws with a large creature takes true strength.
That it does. One that still gives me a bit of a shiver to imagine that all of that was happening where we weren't able to help them when they needed it. If they needed it, I suppose.
Need. They did not. However, it would have aided them, regardless.
Yes, that much is true. It is hard not to have a worry for one's own flesh and blood. Nor is it hard to imagine that we opposite would be true. So much lost time.
And much more to pick up.
Yes. So long as they wish that, but I believe that is true.
From what she's expressed, what they have, it seems to be the case. Despite my persistent,
Had they...
let's say, checks.
Yes, you certainly did not make the process easy, I will admit, but I know you did it because you truly wanted them to be safe.
There is
In
only so
whatever
much
form
one
that
can
would have
do when
required.
bound by vow. I did the best I could to get everyone safe as much as I could.
Get my intimidation out of the way. Inform them of this.
That aside, I did make
If
sure
only
if she did want
foresight were
this.
as clear as
All
hindsight.
preparations are ready.
Lovely. I need you to grab the glass that is right next to the door. Should be labeled
Of
bitter.
course.
There is only one mercy.
Cassius, pleasure to see you again.
They can defend themselves
As
now.
always, pleasure to see you. I hope you're doing well.
I am able
In a
to.
way nobody could have ever
Better than
imagined.
before. Well, I do believe it is prominent I inform at least some of you of what is going to be happening. This ritual is something that's been developed by myself that will change Calliope's court alignment, giving them a rebirth in a sense. With that, they will be given new names. They have chosen you all to be witnesses to that. Do I need to ask of any issues with this prior?
I have only one question.
Ask.
Are their old names abandoned? Or is it simply additional?
They do not need to abandon it. They do not need to abandon it, but it will not hold the same power that it once did.
This is good.
It will be like addressing them as Calliope, the name that they choose over in the overworld. Instead of if I were to address them by true name, which would hold much more grievous weight to it.
Of course.
Is this new name the one that they have decided?
It is one I must give, considering I am the practitioner of this, and in a sense, the guardian, if you wish to word it like that. For they will be inheriting several weights of a title. In a sense, they will be becoming my heir. So when I eventually will no longer rule, that is, however, very long to come, this will also grant them several protections between traveling in certain areas of the wilds.
It's a lot to take in, admittedly. But with how highly they regard you, I know that this is for their betterment.
I have given them as well
Yes.
the choice to not do this if they wanted. I asked them months prior to this engagement. I wish to have them consider every option, especially given many
Hmm.
things.
Calliope,
And your answer has not changed?
is this what you truly... Hmm. Very well.
If it is what you want, then I will support you.
Thank you. All right. Shall we make our way over to the water?
I only wanted to hear that you wanted this. I know what it's like to be forced into something that you don't want, just because the one above you is stronger. I would have liked to hear that she wanted to do it herself, but
All right, then. We'll have to drink this. As I said, it'll be a bit bitter on the first drink. A little. Just a wee bit. And we'll both enter. Calliope, as mother of the Autumn Court, I offer you the change. Do you accept this?
yes.
All right. For clarity's sake, because we don't have it here on the map, as Calliope has said this, the runes around the rocks will begin glowing white and will fade between blue on one side and slowly change to orange to the other. Deep breath. I'm gonna dunk you down, alright? Soak yourself.
That's my child. That's my child. Don't make jokes.
You may rise.
Come on, Christy, get it together. Get
With
it together.
this, the water of the fall will soak and change you over time. With this change comes a new name. Myrna, heir to the fall court. Your change has begun. And soon, you will begin your life, your new life, with the memories of old and your memories new, with the merriment that hopefully your new name will carry with you. You're all done, dear. And with that, Calliope is finished. I do, however, have one more. I wish to bring in Scars. You cannot drink my concoction, so I will have to put a bit more effort.
An undead
But when is our
in
relationship been
fey
nothing but effort
water.
for both of us?
It is always quite much work. Much work
Well,
that
it would
I
not
enjoy.
hurt him, would it not taint the water
Scars.
and the
I,
nature within?
the Autumn Mother, offer you this change. Do you accept it?
Yes.
Well,
You don't need to breathe, so I can't tell you to take a deep breath.
an undead becoming a fae. I guess it's better than a fae dating an undead. Still not sure how I feel about it, though.
With this spell, I cast the change each night. Your new name, I am not the one to decide. However, I am sure it will find you in time.
I'm sure it will.
And with that, your change has begun, with memories of old and new come with you. Alright. I appreciate you all being witness to such a thing. Aurora, if you wish to put on that tea, you may. And we may all go in the house.
Understood.
Very well.
Of course.
Feel alright?
Just a little wet.
Yes, I will be sure to grab some towels for you and Scars.
Please.
Anywhere in
I'll sit
particular?
anywhere.
Ah,
Here on the bottom fly.
Tea will be prepared and momentarily ready.
Some towels from upstairs to dry these fuels. Feel free. Feel free to come and go grab those towels and get out of this.
Rather not sit on anything. Like,
Oh, it should be fine, dear.
At least you don't carry as much water as I do. Not as much hair.
how do you feel?
I suppose it was one way to feel happy to
Feel different,
make a choice, but
I
it's
guess
hard
more,
not to feel a slight pain knowing that the
but that might be the one.
name that was given to them is
Suppose I you as well.
no longer that carries the most weight in their heart.
What may I
Towels be upon thee. Aurora. Feel free to get comfortable once you both.
It's a bit of a melancholy feel.
of course.
All things being made equal, our actions did carry a price.
Everything's going well so far.
All things being made equal, magic and
Did wonderful.
the wilds aside, it's who they decide which carries equal weight in their heart, regardless of enforcement.
Of course.
So long as it was their choice.
Should be dry enough.
I can.
If it wasn't, I would
hang it right
be a lot more loud.
Yes,
I suppose I worry from experience. I had not chosen most of my
I understand.
I was forced to choose, which is not the same. I do not want the same fate for her. For them.
In that, we both agree.
The best I can do is trust that their experiences have given them enough willingness to say no if it is something that they truly do not wish to do. At this point, there is no going back, so
I suppose we can.
suppose a mother can only worry, as is wont to do.
Yes, I feel quite fine. Your nose eyes are orange now instead of purple.
One thing is for certain. Our inclusion does mean something. It is not as though that she had abandoned us. It's not as though they have chosen not to
It's
have us
true.
in their life.
Not kind.
They let us bear witness to this
They're greening.
renewal. So,
You will need the tray.
guess you'll just take some getting used to.
I'm just lucky there's no jam.
Strange.
Of course, it'll just take some getting used to just to be able to be around each other as a family again. That many years apart will
Eventually, we'll
make everything feel
means.
different. As I'm sure you're all too familiar with Celsius.
I do hope. Would be nice.
Yes, I am.
For now, it's Joy.
How do you feel?
Good, I think.
And I am happy.
Not very different. Just more awake, which might be the water.
Potentially, it is. I suppose only time will tell.
Cold water bath tends to
You-
wake people up.
I see your eye is getting
It
better.
is certainly
I am
a
glad.
shock to the senses.
I can't see, but it doesn't hurt anymore.
Thank you.
That is improvement.
You're very welcome.
I am happy to hear.
Come to offer it here, for those who are interested.
Good tea.
Of course,
I'll make some tea.
I would not be such an ungracious
Nice.
guest.
They are orange right now.
You would.
Especially when offered such an enticing offer as tea.
That's new.
It's jasmine.
Thank you kindly.
Yes, it's
You're very
quite
welcome.
strange. That is a fourth one now.
Thank you.
Of course.
Does it have a voice?
Actually, everything feels quieter.
That's good. Baba, you should grab some of the wine you make, so we may give it to them as a gift.
Very true.
Father is the tavern keep. He runs over this section. Makes almost all the wine that goes through here, as well as the mead. Quite good.
Best wine that I've
Not
as
ever
bitter.
tasted.
I see.
You could taste, I'm sure you would enjoy it.
I suppose I am a bit curious. What sort of effect will that ritual have on one who is not Fey?
In theory, it shall make him Fey touched. So he will be protected under my guise, essentially, in hopes, but it is still experimental, at least with non-Fey. So we'll have to see. It'll be a bit of a waiting, but we had discussed this very long prior as well.
I hope it is
So, but
compatible.
it should be. Scarus does spend a fair bit of time actually out here with us, instead of on station where we worked. Well, work, technically. We haven't really done much.
I believe over the past year I've actually been here more than I've been in the material.
If it was not the realm who would have done the process, it was going to be myself. It is not super uncommon having undead that are also Fey. They're just rarer.
Usually of the other court.
Unseelie.
Yes.
Also true.
I suppose I fit
That-
right in, don't I?
That's
do-
technically what I am now.
I am not so certain.
Oh, what
You
I
are
have been.
quite cheery for an unseelie. Although as far
I
as
am
appearances
unseelie
go.
myself. I'm just pale. His Highness addressed me as like a pale unseelie, if I remember his words correctly. He was always snarky.
Sound close to
He
it. Yeah.
Yes.
But I found the right wine to give them as a gift.
Of course.
Good tea.
That one is his floral ones. They pair well with light snacks. Nothing too heavy.
It is my honor.
Be sure to keep that in mind.
For a good night.
Yes.
Hmm.
It will hopefully go well from here. Made sure to use as many natural things as I could procure and mana from other Fey-touched individuals, so should go well. Changes may vary in time, in all honesty. They will be the only two recorded to have been changed via this method, so be good. Especially if someone in the future needs something like this. Which reminds me, you miss your girlfriend. You need to bring her here so I can evaluate her and begin her process.
Of course.
Lovely.
Oh my. Speaking on those changes, though, what do you anticipate may happen as time progresses?
I anticipate a change of color, whether it be through hair or eyes. Depending, could also vary with, like myself, I change with the season. But because I've been in fall for a while, I'm a bit out of balance. It is summer outside, so it's going to be fun having these regained life and feeling. There could be additions, tail or changes to structure. In theory, there should be minimal changes, but enough that it is identifiable. Could even grow branches, like myself.
I hope I don't end up with a tail and a tail.
That
don't
would
know.
be
It might be quite
unfortunate,
fetching.
yes.
That would be
Feels bad.
a
I
very
technically already have one.
I know.
interesting
do?
conundrum.
Well, considering Calliope's changes that they go through when they transform. There could also be changes to that. Feather colors or size.
Oh my.
Owlbears in this part
Even
of our
bigger.
woods are typically a lot larger. Yes, they are. They do get this pretty large in this section. So,
Not
Yeah,
so
that's-
little
Sweet.
anymore.
no, definitely not. Height may be something that changes. Markings
Oh.
are definitely to appear. Whether they will be ones like myself where they fade with focus and time, or ones that will be prominently there, symbolizing perhaps different things that I want to study. But again, most of this is all theoretical. We'll have to see with time how they change.
Hmm. You had best watch out, Cassies. They might get a leg up on you.
All we had to talk
I probably shouldn't have been this short. And anyways,
True. But that will eventually come to change, hopefully, with some time.
It does
forward
look
to
like you are at
keeping
least
good
making
time.
some positive progress, as I am told, much thanks to you for ensuring
have
that
tried
they are.
many different diets to curb some of these side effects from being in the wilds too long without it.
Hmm.
It's been steady progress. It is definitely a lot better than it was a few years ago. That is true.
I could only imagine.
You do truly have my thanks for looking after her in that time.
Well, they
Shoot.
they was someone that needed help, my help, and I was willing to do anything to help them. For that is my oath as a doctor and as someone who tries to watch over all my agents. But Calliope has done many things who deserve my gratitude and my respect. And so I see
I was
no
going to
problem.
say, I don't think you show all of them the same as me, at least.
Well, you know, some of them are, in a short way, little shits. So, yes.
In truth, it is very easy to spoil you.
No.
If any of them are like the few
Unique
that I
is
have
like
gotten acquainted
calling
with
Charles unique
in
because
those
he's
visits,
one of
I can only imagine.
like 2 humans on the
Charles
station.
is an anomaly.
Yes, he is. But then again, I still care about them all the same. He just gets more of my attention, as does my other child. So, which Tori, I think.
One of these days, Calliope, I'd love to meet the others that
Friends.
you've grown to know over the years.
Yes, I believe she's with that one friend.
Especially now
know.
that I have heard such colorful reviews about some of them.
Oh, they're all lovable in their own way. They're just silly. They do, however, give me such a giggle with their silly bets on the pool table. I get to officiate them and make them owe to their word. It's very fun.
What is this pool table?
It is a game that most people in the material play. It involves color-coded balls and sticks that you have to hit. One specific ball to knock the other balls in.
I imagine that one must be
And
pretty
most
good at
people
swimming
play.
to accomplish this.
No, it's actually an on-land game. You stand and play it.
It's on a table.
Yes.
I
But
believe
why call it
the
pool,
other
then?
name for it is billiards.
Yeah, billiards is another name, but I'm unsure if that was.
I think that
The
the
reason I believe it's
pool
called
is
pool
a
because
nickname.
you must pool the balls together
Yes.
and then separately.
Ah, the other
This is
definition of the
satisfactory.
word.
It does definitely require a lot of aiming and Surprisingly, some of the agents do utilize math, as bad as some of them are at it. So that has been entertaining, to say the least.
I think more of the ones that are bad at math use math for it.
Yes, this is true. Some of them do like to strike out on the very first hit, so it does make my job very fun. They make a deal using me as a like a link, so I make them true to their word. For my deals are binding.
I presume because
long
they
as I
are
have
on
the
the
names.
mortal plane.
No, since ascending to Archfey, I have been able to do such, whether I am on the material or in the Feywilds myself.
I see.
Yes.
Regardless of the reason, ensuring that people actually honor their agreements is
It
something I
definitely
can
teaches
approve
them a
of.
lesson.
Absolutely.
Definitely teaches them a lesson, especially when they come in here. I have had to send them on a fair share of missions to better their standing. Which is quite positive now, at least from what I hear.
It's better, but I still had
Better
to.
since they've been dealing with some of those trappers.
Mm.
Mm.
Do you know if they found her yet?
Is this pertaining to Miss
Strange.
Nyla?
My hand is perfectly tracked, but in VR chat, it's not like
There has been
sensing
updates,
right. Interesting.
yes. They are good. They are alive. So that definitely
But-
came with a fair stack of paperwork that we've been having to review. They were not exactly open to terms of talking for exchange, so we will most likely having to be executing this in a way that is safe and sanctioned for Aegis. And it's right. But in all hopes we'll be
Forgive
able
me,
to.
I lack the background on what this is referring to. Is
Nyla is
somebody
a,
in danger?
Nyla is a former agent who is very close, I think, to a family as a whole. They are a quite caring individual, especially since they have been not able to go back to their own home. They stay here from time to time. They went missing along with another agent not too long ago. So we have been attempting to recover them. Though it has been a slower process than we would like, it is a process nonetheless, and we have received progress. And that's the benefit, hopefully.
That is good to hear.
Any further details, sadly, I cannot go into. Well, there is
Of
still
course, of
paperwork
course.
that we are having to sort.
She's
I swear the stack gets taller every time I go back.
I think.
She used to live with me. Back when I
see.
I lived in the material plane. She still comes by sometimes, or well, she did.
I see.
I believe they babysit Moonbeam every once in a while, correct? Or has that since been a past tradition?
She's cursed like I am. Not the same way, but similar.
One that
I
prevents
see.
them from going home. Or it is dangerous for them to go home.
So not
So,
dissimilar
no,
in that way.
No. Not entirely. But they do have a quite funny sense of humor that comes with it. And very sweet. Joy to talk to.
I am glad
I
that you
do
could have
hope that
someone
they
that you
are.
could directly relate to. Sorry, dear.
You are fine, honey. If I do hope that they are safely found and returned to their friends.
That is the hope. We've been worried, however,
should
of their status. So,
Should they come through here and they are in need of extra aid, I am able to help should the need arise. As far as if they are injured. At least you know how to get a hold of me.
needed.
we do have several teams waiting for their eventual arrival, medically wise. I will be on standby myself, hopefully, once we can recover them. For I am sure they will not be lacking injuries. As will the team
If
who will most likely have to go in to get them.
if they do put up applications for it, I'll probably sign up.
Of course. I'll inform you as soon
I
as
know
they do.
I haven't in a while.
I'm aware. But hopefully, as soon as they do, I'll let you know.
As long as the changes don't make that harder.
I predict, hopefully, in theory, the time, you should have plenty of it before these major changes start. I think we will mostly see it as minor for the beginning, so color or maybe headaches, but nothing crazy. That's the only thing I can think of. So, if you do note of any pain, inform Aurora. We'll get something made up. She will most likely record your symptoms and we will write it down as possibilities if anyone else needs this.
I can also keep a journal if you want.
If you wish to. I'm
It
mostly
would
saved
likely
for.
be a good idea for both of us to do so, considering.
Possibly. Well,
I
I mean, I'll
am-
be right next to you. So, there
Yes.
we go.
The difference of perspective from internal and external, though, can be very
I wonder if you'll
valuable.
grow skin. That'll be interesting.
It would be if that were the case.
Very
Just skin?
Who knows?
I mean, who knows?
Go
Exactly.
back and layers.
Like an onion.
I'm not sure
Start
I'm
growing body
entirely
parts, I
enthused
suppose,
about that
the whole
mental image I
set.
just got.
It is
I
not
feel
so
I am
bad.
sadly am desensitized with how many agents have come in with wounds I could not even imagine happening here. It's quite interesting.
With how many times I treated Slade,
Oh gods.
I don't think I
That
would
boy.
be too shocked.
Hmm.
Oh, trust me, his predecessors were not much better. Very common. I had to call in a family member to essentially blackmail them into staying in bed to heal. It's not fun. Nor do I feel good about it.
I do have perhaps one concern
Dude.
for you. Skin would be much more preferable to nerves.
Nerves would be an interesting case.
I imagine
Mm.
there are cases where people lose all sense of sensation, or later in life gain it. More often than not, what would be a gentle sensation, perhaps even a soothing one, would instead be simply painful, because the mind would not know how to filter such information. Well, eventually,
Well-
it could come with
The only thing I
grand
could think
gifts.
of is essentially the change during the veil thinning, but a bit more aggressive. Scarce regains sensations when the veil thins during the autumn months.
Ah,
Even for a time, he will look human as he used to. So I can only imagine that it'll be a bit more prolonged if it is something that begins.
that is ultimately a good thing, as that means that at least the mind, or I guess the spiritual one in this sense, has had experience with it.
Yes. Apparently, the sensations are dulled. Still some grasp of touching things and such, but it only really comes back around Hallows Eve and such. And even then, it is still not quite as I remember it when I was alive. But we shall see what happens. Such things are a mystery as to how they will affect me.
Well, the hope is that it's all positive. And the only thing that is a worry is the concoction I had Calliope drink is something to help ease the change. With you, I had to do it with magic. So we'll have to see. There'll be two methods that we'll have to record information on.
Already documented.
Thank you.
Is the concoction
course.
not one something that he could drink later if he was to, say, gain organs?
It is typically better to drink before the procedure even starts, for it has to essentially act like a tether between the runes that were on the rocks.
Hmm. Alas.
Tempering the flow of magic, I
Yes.
presume.
Something to make it easier. The water acted as like a pot and spread heat through, essentially in mana. It would spread it around and eventually gradually get higher, and the concoction was to act as like a lid to make it go faster, but at the same time safe. So it depends, especially because I had to do a magical spell for this one. Hence why I have no power over his name. So maybe Oberon will pay me a visit. Bastard.
That would be fun.
I
We
much
haven't
prefer his
seen
work.
him since.
Well, I'm
Well
sure
then.
I'm sure Her Majesty is keeping him fucking busy. I'm not going to lie. I would be rightfully as greedy as she would most likely
Well,
be.
hopefully
with
you
him.
do see him again. After all, he owes you a favor still, from what you told me.
Mm,
Yes, I
those are good to keep to cash.
haven't.
You
Mm.
should keep
I
those
don't know what to
immediately.
use.
Oh, wait.
Yes, because it gave me my title.
It was when I went to the station.
course.
That was the last time we saw him.
Mm-hmm.
Oh wow, that is quite a long time. I can only imagine His Majesty as being quite possessive, especially after his impromptu vacation. Raya. That man, so silly.
Pardon me?
Do as you need.
If everyone is done with the tea, I will go ahead and collect your cups.
Well, if needed, this has been quite positive. We do have an extra bed if you need to stay the night, or of course, if Calliope wishes to share their home with you. That is your
I
choice.
Thank you.
think I think that the bed I've had you on should fit both of you if you want.
Yeah.
That would be lovely. In particular, I want to give
It
Oberon
would
a
be
run for
nice
his
to
money.
have a
Thank you.
I don't know what that means.
What?
I missed you dearly, dear.
You'll get it.
Oh.
I don't know what that means.
I feel
think
like
I
that
do.
means you're going to be staying over here tonight.
I'm.
Oh, I could not separate
No,
a dear
no,
mother
no,
from child.
That's.
Oh, I think it is more than fine.
Honey,
to
please
have
think of
the
their
two
feelings
stay
in the
here
matter.
tonight.
This is fine. I
Is this
can
not
stay over. I've stayed here
normal?
before. Does that
Lovely.
sound okay? Oh, okay. With
I'm
okay.
saying
Please
that
stay off the
you
meter.
must spend time with them before that.
Do have those that worker that keeps trying to get into the attic after we got him out the last time.
Yes, that is a problem.
What?
Do you wish for me to get rid of him? I can deal with him. Unless you just wish to do it the old-fashioned way with the broom. Or the
The
wicket.
broom seems to be working.
Okay, well, that's good. Well,
You really have
if
spent
you
Once
a
the
don't
lot
broom
of
know,
time
stops
in the
working,
material
then
plant.
Well,
I'll probably have
Unseelie are actually kind of
I don't know what that means.
close to undead, so what
I'll
she
be
was
honest,
saying has actually
surprisingly,
made a
the
lot of
Inuit
sense.
Sorry?
are
And because
worse
she
on the
herself is an
material.
Unseelie
They're
Fae, it
actually
makes
not
sense
as
that
bad as
she would be able to
as
basically
I
force that
intended
transition
to
along.
be.
Because
I
rot
would
and
say that
decay
was
is all about
worse
Unseelie
or
stuff.
if not equal.
Well, what I was saying, the difference is
Probably
that
not
they,
equal.
they make their innuendo and jokes, but they still have a lot of hang-ups when it's genuine intent, where they will
I
get
see.
either flustered or weird about it.
I have met my fair share, however. Some who are very much not shy when they probably should be. My lords. But you know what? Power to them. Well, if anything, Pipe, if you and Cassie wish to go grab some things, and we'll set you up in the bed over here.
Yes.
Aurora, of course, if you wish to stay as well, you may.
Thank you.
I can make a makeshift nest out of the pillows, probably.
Oh, you could probably use the leaf pile as a great source. The one right next to that. All right. Yeah, feel free.
I'll be back.
Baba, I will grab your broom for the meadery and let you
Thank you.
go handle him.
Ivy. I'm following you.
I suppose that this means that this self-imposed exile from each other has come to an
You got
end.
him.
Hmm.
Go get
From
him.
each
At least
other,
for I will
yes.
know where you are.
Mm.
Get his ass.
Yes. I do not think that I can return, but you should be able to visit.
Think we'll
Not-
set them up on my bed.
Not yet, at least.
Very well.
Indeed.
But
Not
I
until
trust
then.
that you are working
And we will
on
see.
making a case
well
for
said.
change.
Well, this is some pretty potent evidence.
That it is.
Mm.
Just
The
hope
trick
it will be
is
enough to
convincing Calliope to
sway
go,
the heart.
actually.
You're right.
My knife.
They want to
That is
kill
true.
all of them first.
My
I do not
knife's
think that
crumbled
that would
now.
be timely.
At least not within this lifetime.
It could, but it might take an entire lifetime. And we could possibly prevent
Put the bits in here.
more parents from losing their sons and daughters.
Okay.
That is at least my perspective, but I was not able to convince them yet. Perhaps you will.
Maybe we'll go talk to your council friends. See if they might have an answer.
Or at the very least, you
shall
should hear
mull
their
it over.
perspective. Yourself.
Ah, I will hear them out in that regard, but I do not exactly wish to encourage them to go somewhere that has so fully rejected them,
It is not
even if
pleasant.
it is to prove them wrong.
It is not pleasant, but
Aurora.
Yes.
I am thinking of beyond them,
We wish to go
unfortunately.
through the toadstools and grab any items if you're staying the night, but of course, you are not
I know
obligated.
you are.
Of course. I
It's
will do
always
so.
been
I
your
appreciate your help.
perspective on the matters, and I appreciate you for it.
Always.
I will have to be contacting you soon eventually.
I am
Just
glad that you
stop
are there
whining.
to advocate for their emotions.
Of course.
If,
Time, there's always
or
time.
rather,
I'm aware. I know
no,
you'll have
if
plenty of
it
time
does
to
come
work
to
through.
that,
Oh, I will.
we
It's
just
okay,
have
I
to
have
prepare for the very
Oh,
possible
that's
outcome that
intimidating.
it means that the
It would be
entire
lovely to come
family
back. Oh, with a lovely time
is
to stay. Feel free
now
to stop
on
by the
their
bar
bad
to
side,
grab some of the wine.
I do
if they cannot
think
be convinced.
Of course.
I do think
I believe I might be
Calliope's
staying for a
new
little while at a
title
time then.
should aid the process,
Inspiration and
regardless, as
Oh, of
they,
course.
by all
Not to be
technicality,
turned
overrule the
silent.
entire city.
You raise a very fair point on that regard. Not to mention that their already existing titles carry a lot of weight. I would be surprised if they were able to ignore all of them combined.
Indeed.
Which is why I am so proud of how far they have come. Not just with the help they've had around them, but just on their own.
It would not be possible without their effort.
You're fine.
Now then, we probably shouldn't keep them waiting.
Yes, we shouldn't.
I know in particular Calliope would be very happy to spend time with you.
They made no secret about that the last time we were around. As much as both they and Cassius were quite exasperated to learn that the recipe for the meals that they always liked were eyeballed from memory. They finally got me to write it down.
I see.
Hello.
There's extra blankets if you need them. They should be on the workbench.
Lovely.
I'm assuming you two know how to get there. Or do you need a guide?
Perhaps a guide for them.
I believe. I recall mostly, but I've
take
only
care
made
of
the
it.
trek
Oh,
once, and it was
thank
not
you.
from this exact location, so
Hmm.
I would be loath to go the wrong direction and wander into the exact area you keep telling me not to go near.
If you do hear anything at night, it should be fine. The place still smells like me, so nothing should bother you.
That is good. If you hear anything at night, your mother is fine.
I won't listen.
And on the off chance there are things I heard other than from you, I know you are more than capable of keeping them away should they seem to ignore the, I guess, aura of authority that dwelling seems to have.
I believe you will be right on that.
Here we are. Let's go up the hill.
Ah, I didn't realize it was quite this close, but then again, I never actually looked out over that part of the hill, as most of it was blocked off by the flora.
Laura!
Also, I just admit I was fully focused on Calliope. Wasn't exactly looking
That's it.
around.
Here we are. The bed is right over there. There's also food over there, as well as other essentials.
Ah, many things. Why did you do this
Thank
to
you.
Calliope earlier?
This.
We were talking about her considering herself weird, and I was saying that's not inherently a bad thing.
Oh, no. It is normal to be weird.
Yes, I was saying it was just unusual, and then she was saying that she is different, and I was like, it's okay to be different. It was
Unusual
entire
within the
conversation.
Feywild
Okay.
is a compliment.
The more
I think
exotic someone's circumstances are, in most circumstances, tends to be looked upon as a badge of honor. Our village just happens to take it the wrong way.
Alas.
Well, what I find in this regard is that people have a safe circle around what they consider unusual. This is the nice unusual. This is what we like. Then over here, they have the one they don't like. So you can be weird, but in this specific way, but not weird in this specific way.
Is this a material plane thing?
No, this is
I
a
think
faith
it
thing
is.
and a material.
Hmm.
It's a people thing.
I suppose we just haven't really run into that kind of example here.
I suppose you're describing
Uh,
odd instead of weird.
This is a later conversation.
Very well.
Enjoy your time.
Of course.
He always was so apt at just slipping out of a conversation that he knew he was starting to not know where it was going.
I wonder where he got that from.
Why, I would never begin to guess.
He would hate it if you said that to him.
I know.
That's why you should.
I'll make sure to make that a note for the morning. Or evening.
From what I was told.
It is always hard to tell out here.
So you're saying that I have you until daybreak?
Yes. And we cannot use the measure here as that, otherwise that would be a very
Oh.
unfair advantage.
I thought I was going to have you forever then.
Well, that was a given. But we do need to share and allow them to have time with us as well.
Of course.
Like you said, they missed both of us, you included.
Truly. But until then,
Yes. Like you said, it has been far too long.
let's see if we can make a third. It was still surprising that we got two.
And it would always be a blessing every single time. Although I think both Calliope and Cassius would be horrified.
I would love to see their faces. For the 4th, 5th, and 6th, and 7th time. Do you think that they would be more
Ambitious,
or
aren't we?
less horrified at that point? Or would the horror increase?
That is a completely valid question that I honestly don't have the answer to.
Why not experiment?
Especially with how much they've... Fair enough. Always did like objective results.
That I do.
And
And I'm throwing you to the ground.
And here he goes with the seal shit!
It's so fun playing
God,
a Fae because they just, like, natural born Fae, wild Fae, they're just so down bad and
Yeah.
just so open about it.
I briefly forgot that, so I was like, just like, what? Like, that stun locks me. That's why, like you could hear the exact moment that, like, you could hear, like, the Windows error noise in my head, like, what?
Oh my god.
like, really, right in front of the other parents.
Yeah, of course. They need
Right
to
in
know.
front-
They need to know that we're still good.
Right in
We're still good for it. We still love each other.
Yeah, I think they're I think they're done over there, so they're
Okay.
probably all, like, just hanging out. Let's go sprint over there and just be like, and they fucking
From downtown!
Oh man, that was slightly more disappointing of a jump.
It's because the jumps are so
I was hoping I'd,
baby
like,
small.
Drop down onto the cliff. I would drop down the cliff and then drop down again, but no, it was a smooth curve, and I'm just like,
Invisible. Hello.
Hi,
They're
I
all
think.
in BB's house. They're out of character.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
yeah,
We're going.
No, that's why we're going over there.
Yeah, no.
Going over there. Just be like,
Why are you invisible then, weirdo? Become visible.
Well, it's,
he's being
Well, it's be-
cring. He's being cring.
it was because I wasn't sure if you were in character or not. I was going to check if you were in character, and then if you weren't, I'd tell you.
I aggressively scroll.
I hear her.
Hello.
I hear them.
Hello!
Hello.
Oh, they're so pretty!
Oh, this is River.
Just the difference is-
Look up, Crispy. Look up.
Ooh. Oh. Oh, I like that.
Pretty.
I like that.
Hi.
I'm looking up.
By the way, I'm gonna ask
Ooh.
Lulu if he wants to be our shitty
Yes. Yes.
Shitty dad.
Yes.
Specifically the
Yes.
Oh, fuck, I'll be scared.
Yes.
dad.
I'll be
That's the
so
point.
scared. I'll be so
So-
scared.
So yeah,
played
these two
really good
parents
dads
I honestly think
recently.
is worse.
No, he's playing a
is
really
worse than
bad
a
one
lot
and
of-
Eden lost.
Oh, you know what?
He
You're right.
lost.
Now he was
He
on his
lost
good
just a week away.
dad arc. Now he's on his bad
He
dad
lost
arc.
just a week
Now.
away.
Yeah, that's why I'm gonna ask him
I
to
love
play
that
Powder
you're
and
wiggle.
River's bad father.
My god.
Can you believe it?
I just need to
They
figure
have
out who to
access
be
to
the mom.
magic.
That's it.
Nothing could possibly go wrong with
I need
this.
to animate them with my faces.
Nothing could possibly. I love the ears.
Oh my god.
Did such a good job with the wiggle.
Yeah, they're wiggly. That's why I'm gonna add wiggly ears to
The
the Cassius and
ears.
Calliope too.
Yes.
Yeah, that's what I'm gonna do.
Yeah.
Because the
I have
QQ ears will
wiggly
match
ears?
their
I can't-
faces.
I can't.
Also-
No, not yet.
Hi.
Who's the
I'm going
Because
to. I'm gonna
Hi.
make it so they all do.
Yeah, because I was gonna say,
halfway through that conversation at the end?
because I
There's
don't.
a
He was like,
professor,
"Wait, if I continue this
when
conversation, I'm gonna break my
Calliope's
promise
face,
with
I didn't
Calliope."
start doing this method because the elf ears weren't as nice as these
That's
ones.
why he was like,
Yeah.
end the conversation,
Yes,
walk away.
that's so
Please,
fucking
so I
funny.
had to wing it, which sucks,
Yeah.
but it works.
So I'm gonna add some.
Yeah.
Because he was gonna have to talk about what he considers weird or like negative behavior in Fae, which
Yeah.
includes the stuff is.
That's amazing. I love that. I love that so much.
Or the lower poly versions, the ones that I'm using on the new version that you haven't seen yet, and I won't let you see yet. Is
I did this
are
literally
higher
30
poly.
minutes before session.
Ah, yes, typical VRChat roleplayer things. So good though.
Because I was sitting there like, oh wait, I do actually have this shaped correctly. I just didn't realize which project file was in. So then I went and did that. I was like, oh, I can get this set up, and then I was just like, but most importantly, it has all. I did it set up so I have all the things on it, including the most important of all.
Oh. Also, oh my god.
This is the new bat
Oh my
that Coffee made
Is it
my
got
character.
jingles on the end just for like rattles? Wait, those got dings!
No, we're probably gonna make these. We're probably gonna make this part a taser and this part an acid sprinkler.
Jesus Christ!
And then I have knuckle
Damn, that's
dusters.
hot.
Gonna make it
Oh my
conductive
god,
acid.
a brass nozzle too, oh my god.
Conductive acid.
Brass
Also, I
knuckles.
fucking love her hair so much.
Yeah, I put like 4 hairs together because I wanted to keep this
Yeah, I can
iconic
tell.
swoop, and
I
I,
can
only know
tell.
the 2 hairs that do that.
Because
Yeah.
it's a very
This one
unique
I'm
hair
a little
shape.
more lazy with, in all honesty.
I mean, I don't think it really matters because all of everything else is like
lovely
so
silhouette.
eye-catching that it doesn't matter.
Yeah, nah. Oh, here, you want to see a fun thing that because you do not participate in any of these 2 story, and it's I can't show Ribo, but I could show you, and you could have fun with it. Give me a second,
Do I wait? Can I?
because you're
see?
gonna be participating.
Me participating.
Yeah,
in
give me a
what?
second. Where is it? In the fun things. I alerted you that I was working on a timeline. There's a
I don't know what you're talking about. I
Actually,
don't remember
wait.
anything.
I
haven't seen the spreadsheet.
I should just get out because I'm like, I'm feeling like me like
I have a
doing like the
spreadsheet.
eyes and like,
Oh, just a
I have
spreadsheet!
a spreadsheet timeline.
Oh my
But I sent it to you if you want to peek at
I'm
it.
gonna get out and I'm gonna.
I'm
eat
looking on my
food,
stream.
And then I'll go to bed.
Oh,
Let me do it. Let me do an eye
Oh,
blinky at you.
oh, that
and
looks
then go to bed.
good.
I do.
Yeah.
I do.
I must
Slowly.
vamoose that
Very good.
Okay.
because
I need to
spooblers.
add like a slow blink.
This
This
the
is still my
slow
favorite
blink
fucking thing
kills
ever.
me! It's so good!
Cat boy.
Gato.
The slow
Gato.
blink.
Is me.
need the slow
The
blink.
little fucking earwiggles. Hello.
Oh, blink.
Speaking of, did you like
I
that
don't know
picture I
why
sent
I
you in the
want you
middle of
to
the
add
episode?
the
I was like,
frog
hey,
one blink
I actually
too.
have an
Yes!
in-character
I was
like
so
picture.
stoked!
I should absolutely
It was
do
so
that.
good.
I
That
should do
was
that
a,
specifically
that was
to
a
only
pick.
look
It
at
was one of the
niche.
things I was
Yes.
it was a bonus thing that
do.
came with the commission when I
Here, where's
had
my
the
bunny?
artwork commissioned
Bunny.
of the staff.
Bunny, we're being animal
It
people.
came with like a pamphlet
I mean,
version. I was
I
like,
might ask for
basically
your
like a
help
rough
making
sketch, and I've been
picture.
using as an ink character,
Women.
like her drawing out the
Here, I'll
idea.
stand. Here,
Yeah.
wait, let me stand.
Whoa!
Careful
God.
there, careful there, careful there.
No, I stood up and now my vision is doubling.
Oh, never mind! I thought it was just because you
No,
were
no, my-
facing
Oh my
Booba.
god. Hey.
Well, I mean that's always a thing. No, it's because my cable did a weird like staticky thing, and now
Ooh, spooky.
the eye is duplicating.
Oh.
It'll be
Here, I
okay.
can
It'll be
winner.
okay. I have
Want me to
to
be
escape.
winner?
I can't find the exit button.
Okay.
How do I aim at it? Oh, close one eye.
Alright. So, oh wait,
I can
fucking
see.
true. Okay, I'm gonna go play Into the Pit for my stream and finish the game. You should play it on stream. It's a good.
I will.
It's good. It's good for stream.
Now.
Yeah. Okay. Oh, okay. All of you guys. I love you. I'm gonna go get my tits scared off by Five Freddy's. Whee! Bye. Okay. I can't get my hair free. No, it's so curly. Why does it have to curl around this way? I'm free. Okay. Woo! Hello. Come on now. Okay.